introduce these other sculptures to you, tell you this, and then I'm going to introduce a wonderful friend of mine whose name is Fran, who is Mantis. And she will come up and she will do a reading, or not a reading, I'm sorry. She will channel her Mantis family from her planet and share a message with us. Would you guys like that?
Oh, yeah.
All right, I would too. So let me show you these others and explain a few things about them. The Cherodani. The Cherodani, the important thing about the Cherodani, they're not very tall. They're between 4 and 5 feet tall. It's not like they're the most gorgeous being in the universe. However, the interesting thing about the Cherodani was when people would say, well, what's the Cherodani do? Well, all I know is the Cherodani are known as being scientists. And they love connecting to people. They work on also hybridization and so forth. I was surprised at how many people had gotten Cherodanis. One woman called me up and she said that she had been meditating with her Cherodani, and telepathically it was helping her with her job, where she should live, what type of work she should do, and it even kept her from taking a job because it said that is not your path. But she woke up one morning and she felt like her husband had just left for work, and she felt like somebody was standing right beside her, opens her eyes, the Cherodani sculpture beside her bed all of a sudden came into a full body, took a hold of her and pulled her into the etheric realm. So it could touch her and communicate with her, because when it's in the third dimension, it can't stay in the third dimension for long. The energy's too much. So that was the Cherodani. And he actually was able to give her a hug and tell her the important messages she needed to put her back on her path. The Cherodanis are some of the most loving beings. Then I'm going to talk about the Nephilim, because sometimes the Nephilim get a bad rap, but did you know Nefertiti's and Akhenaten were Nephilim? So let me get the Nephilim. Okay, this is one of our Nephilims. And the interesting thing about the Nephilim, they came through our vortex, the second party we had. Do you remember that, Diane? When Rosemary described him. We've got some friends that see them all the time in their true form, whereas Diane and I would like to do that, so we're working on it. We only see them when they want us to see them, but Diane and I have frequent visits with the beings. But Rosemary and another friend, Carol, actually see them visually. She described the Nephilim, and the Nephilim said the reason why the rest of us couldn't see it was because they said if we truly could see how tall they are, we would be afraid. The Nephilim she saw was over 15 feet tall. By the way, Nefertiti's was 14.5 feet tall. Akhenaten was 15 feet tall. So they were pretty tall. The Anunnaki are around 30 feet tall. And the reason I'm bringing out this blue Zeta, and we paint them any color you want, but the reason I painted this one blue was because a week before we came here, our friend Rosemary called us up, and she has a room in her house that they call their theater, and it's soundproof, and nothing can penetrate that room. And she had a wonderful experience of a blue Zeta. It was a real pale blue Zeta visiting her and communicating with her telepathically. She has since, her and her husband just moved into this house a couple months ago. So since then, they have had the Arcturians, the Zetas, Andromedans, what'd she also call the other day with another one? Oh, well, there was another one that was in her house just the other day, and she called me up and she goes, will you explain to me who this being is? Like, I have all the answers. I don't think so. So I told her, I said, well, just ask it, okay? Then we also have had numerous times people calling up and telling us about the master teachers that wear the black robes, they have white beards. So I finally made a master teacher. Now, I bet all of you are barely able to stay seated because you're waiting for Fran to come up here. So let me introduce my friend Fran, and she's just going to spend a few minutes to tell you where she's from, and then she's going to do a reading for us. All right, shall we give a hand to Fran?
Oh, I thought you were staying up here.
Oh, you want me here?
Please.
Wait, oh. I'm here. Of course I'm here. Sorry
I'm not used to these mechanical things.
Okay, say that again.
I'm not used to these mechanical things.
Okay, just lean into it a little bit.
Oh, very well, very well.
But don't kiss it, because I do that all the time. You'll get my germs.
I'm leaving that alone. Well, in that case, oh, but they do work.
Yeah.
Very good. Obviously, I'm not mechanically and technically inclined. But to all here, hello, namaste, chauan, ni hao, konnichiwa, and zdrasti. And there's a lot more languages that hello is said in. As far as my language is concerned, it is simply said, my name is Fran, as you well know, and I bid you all love and peace in all of your ventures here. It was called Gaia Earth Being. She is a wonderful school, for that matter. From my home world, which is on the other side of this known galaxy, it is one of peace and love and harmony, like all other worlds in this galaxy and beyond this galaxy, for that matter. And I'm humbled and honored to be among you all, for all of you are talented with many abilities and skills that will serve you in your service to humanity and Source, for that matter. I bid you love and peace. Now, in the language of where my home is from, thank you.
Yes, we're going to dance here for you guys. Have you ever seen mantises dance, by the way? I have my friend Jacqueline Smith. She actually, because she's also mantis, I'm not sure where she's from, but she's also got two other aspects that she shares. But the interesting thing about Jacqueline was one day when she was really, really sick, and she loves the mantis beings, so she's got a couple of the mantis sculptures. She had them on her coffee table while she was laying on the sofa. She was just too sick to get up. And all of a sudden, they wanted to communicate with her, and she was playing some music, put some music on, and laid back down, and the mantises started dancing for her, and then they pulled her up off the sofa and had her dance with them. They love music, They love to play and they love to dance. So we are finding out that our star family in the universe, they're really not that much different from us. Well, in some ways, they're a lot more different from us because a lot of them do not fight with one another. If they don't agree, instead of arguing and so forth, they honor one another for their differences. And it's all about honor. And again, I am so honored to be here, but not only that, I'm honored to know all of you, and thank you so much for being here and for what you're going to be doing to help humanity in the future. What a blessing. Thank you.
Thank you so much for that. Again, Cynthia Crawford and Fran. So, where's the teleprompter? I'm missing my cue on how many minutes we have in this next break, Neil. 20 minutes? Okay, so we'll meet back here at 10 after 4, and Nora Harold is our next speaker, our next presenter. Thank you.